Yo, 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 what's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? YouTube. About to get what I'm saying, live right quick. Go ahead and set my timer for an hour. We give you guys an hour of content today. And we're just gonna go ahead and start mixing in Studio One, man. And get through this mix. So I already got started a little bit on this mix, and just my mic. I already got started with this mix, and what we're gonna do is just get through everything or whatnot. I think everything's looking good on my end. Let's just double check audio. Let's see here. All right, cool. We got some audio. All right, cool. So all right, yeah, my UAD is connected, so everything is good. So I pretty much got through this session right here. I'm gonna go ahead and bring this down right here where you guys can see this. I use a spectrometer. So to break down how I kind of mix and stuff like that, the spectrometer is a must. I have it pinned to my desktop all the time, so I can kind of analyze frequencies when I'm mixing, soloing different sound sources or whatnot. I just make sure that this is always up, okay? But I got started a little bit with this hook because this hook I had to kind of understand what the hell they was recording and how they recorded the hook and everything like that. So I just wanted to save time and get through this part as far as the mix. And I could, basically show you guys what I have so far. All right, cool deal. Now, what I normally do is I start with a blank slate mixing template, how I got the tracks and everything like that. My go-to channel strip on every vocal channel in this session is the BX Console 9000J plugin from Plugin Alliance. Love this plugin for vocals, especially for the EQ. The compressor is okay, but I use it very, 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 very gently. And what I mean by gently on the compressor, if I'm going to utilize this particular compressor on vocals, and I know I'm gonna follow up with another compressor, I normally set my ratio to 2-to-1, the threshold all the way down, and the very, 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 very fast release time. And it just depends on the vocal. I'll normally go with a fast attack, but I normally keep it on a slow attack. And if it's like a lot of dynamics, then I'll put it in peak mode. But by default, I keep it in RMS mode. Okay. So that's just to show you, or whatnot. But the EQ, I use it primarily for the EQ. All right. So that's on all the vocal tracks right there. This particular vocal right here, you see in green. Go ahead and clean that up a little bit. All right, so this particular vocal you see in green, this one, it was like this. It was one vocal, okay? And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and mute that, bring that vocal back, and I'm gonna mute this one vocal. Actually, you know what? Yeah. I'll keep it like that. So when I first got it, it was just one vocal like this, and I'm gonna play this for you guys.
We can get high if you want to. Fly up in the sky cause you want to. You know what I will and what I won't do.
So that was just that vocal right there. What I did was I duplicated this vocal. So you'll see two. And what I had to do is go on this particular vocal clip right here. And what I did was, if you right click on this vocal clip, what I did was detune it down, or detune the vocal down negative 44 cents. That way I get kind of like a chorus effect and make the vocal sound bigger. So when I bring it out of solo and solo these two vocal tracks right here, this is what you get.
We can get high if you want to. Fly up in the sky cause you want to.
If I take one away,
you know what I will and what I won't do.
So it just adds a little bit more bigness, quote unquote bigness. That's a word made up. It just adds a little bit more bigness to the vocal itself, okay? And it really just helps out the hook to be what it is. So if we were to play that one hook in the mix itself, you'll see what I'm talking about. Let's check it out one more time. Let's fast forward back.
We can get high if you want to. Fly up in the sky cause you want to. You know what I will and what I won't do.
So you hear that one vocal, it's like it's really not doing anything. But if I was to bring that vocal back with the quote unquote rich ready-made dub, I like to call it, I just created a dub by duplicating the track, pitching it down or tuning it down a few cents or whatnot. Then you'll get like a full hook, like the actual artist actually dubbed it, or whatnot. Now, sometimes it'll work, sometimes it won't. It depends on the vocal itself. This dude, whoever he is, dude, girl, whatnot, and this session is for a female artist. But whoever did this hook really don't have a heavy voice to really keep it as a one voice hook, so to speak. So we had to do a little mixing trick there and get it what it is. So this is how it sounds with the dub in there.
You can get high if you want to. Fly up in the sky 'cause you want to. You know what I will and what I want to. You know what it is when I come through. You can get high if you want to. Fly up in the sky 'cause you want to. You know what I will and what I want to. You know what it is when I come through.
All right, cool deal. So that's that right there, man. All right, so that was the hook, and then I got started with these ad libs for the female artist. Shout out to Tay, Tay the artist, or Tay the shit. I think that's what she called herself on Instagram. But you know what I'm saying? She got these ad libs going in there. So what we're gonna do is gonna mute the hook itself, and then we're gonna go on the ad libs. So what I did on this particular track, on this particular ad lib, I'm using the BX Console 9000J, and then you'll notice that I really didn't engage the I didn't engage the compressor on this particular channel strip. Left it at 101. All right, and I left the compressor on far as a dynamic session, but I left it on 101. Sometimes I'll go back after listening if I need to tame the dynamics a little bit more, then I'll throw that in there right there. But I kind of left it alone, utilize the UAD Teletronics La 2A or whatnot to really kind of like give me some smooth dynamics on there, and just to add some character to that particular ad lib. And I'm gonna bypass this whole channel strip. So it's kind of like a little boxy. So yeah, the without the processing, it's a little boxy, but not front forward in your face. But we still need to blend it in with the hook itself. So we bring everything back. You'll see what I'm talking about. All right, that's it right there. And I did the same thing on this white track right here. Same process. I just moved everything over, did my own EQ adjustments on that one because that one was a little loud. Had to do some more changes on the compressor as well for as how much I was compressing on that one. And you get a blend of the both right there. And this was my stopping point.
You can get high if you want to. Fly up in the sky 'cause you want to. You know what I will and what I want to. You know what it is when I come through. You can get high if you want.
All right, cool deal, man. So we got everything sounding the way we want to sound it. I'm gonna check this in mono, so I'm gonna go ahead and throw this in mono in the DAW.
You can get high if you want to. Fly up in the sky 'cause you want to. You know what I will and what I want to. You know what it is when I come through.
Take it out of mono. All right, cool deal. Now I know a lot of people. I know a lot of people I came across different mixers or whatnot. They like to mix with effects. I'm totally non-traditional. I don't mix with effects. The reason why I don't mix it with effects because when I mix with the effects, and what I mean by that is reverbs and delays, you have a tendency to mix with all that shit in there, and then what happens is you're mixing your EQs and your dynamics. That is the bare basics and the fundamentals of getting the mix properly to sit right with the beat. And so when you mix with a reverb and the delay already in the mix in the first phase of mixing, what happens, in my opinion, or should I say in my experience, what happens is you're kind of blending in. You have this wash of it's like an atmosphere, a weak atmosphere. It's almost like, how can I put this? It's almost like throwing hot water on snow, if that makes any sense. You know what I'm saying? It's going to melt. So I always mix my vocals dry. I want my shit dry, and I like to add my effects and the wetness and all that other good stuff, whatever terminology you want to use. I like to add the effects in the last part of the phase. But in this case, you know what I'm saying, what I'm probably going to do is, I'm not going to add it in there because I still got a lot to add up in there. So if you look at the overall mix, we have in blue is the verse and the yellows are the ad libs, and everything you see in the stack right here is the hook. All right, cool. All right, so I'm gonna minimize my talking because I had just wanted to talk you guys through what I got started. So that particular dub that I created, I'm gonna have to copy it over here. So I already got my tempo set in this particular session. Shout out to my one viewer that went on and went off. Must have been somebody being nosy. All right, cool, man. All right, so we got this one right here. What we're gonna do is just go ahead and copy this one over. So I'm gonna delete this one and I'm gonna copy this one right over here. All right, let me I messed up for a second. All right, bring that back. Okay, just want to make sure that it's on 57. All right, and let me drag this all over here. 57 right there. Let me make sure that comes and plays in the same spot.
You can get high if you want to. Fly up in the sky 'cause you want to. You know what I will.
All right, cool deal. So that copy didn't play. So that's the only thing I really had to do right there. Now I'm gonna work on these those parts right there, which is in this light blue section. Look like they're both doing the same thing. Now, in this case right here, what I'll do is take these, pan them all the way left, all the way right, because they're doing the same exact performance. All right, so one side is louder than the other one, so we're going to make that adjustment. All right, cool deal. And if you're curious on what I'm monitoring on for as headphones, I have the Slate VSX headphones that I'm monitoring on. I don't have the effect on per se. Not, you know what I'm saying, mixing in the room, the virtual rooms. I'm just mixing out of my headphone amp. But I will turn that on at the latter part of this video. All right, we're at 45 minutes. We're going to keep on going. We got an hour to get this in and whatnot. So what we're going to do now is take that out of solo mode. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to utilize this spectrum meter right here for you guys. Make sure I'm still. All right. Yeah, I'm still. All right, so we're going to utilize the spectrum meter right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm playing this to see where my low end information is. So I need to roll off a good bit around about, not a good bit, but I'm going to roll off at about 180 hertz. So I'm going to move that back over there so you guys can see that. I'm going to bring up the plug-in and use my my high pass filter. All right, so I hope you heard that, but kind of cleans it up a little bit. So what I'm listening for is that it's not bad. It's not bad, but I got a little peak right here at about 9,000. But I ain't gonna let that, you know what I'm saying, spoil anything. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring that out. So I'm gonna the high frequencies out, so to speak. So we're gonna put that on 6,000 hertz. Bring that back out of solo mode so we can blend it in just right in the mix. All right. So what we're gonna do now. right, cool deal. I can hear it very faintly, but that's what I want. I'm gonna go ahead and turn up the total harmonic distortion on this plugin to my liking. So what I'm gonna do is wrong one. There we go. Yeah, turn this up. This total harmonic distortion that comes built in on. Just adds a little grit to the vocals. Little distortion, little harmonic distortion to the vocals. Now, you probably notice on the pink knob, that's the virtual gain. The virtual gain, what it does is it introduces noise into your plugin. Kind of makes it seem like it's on an actual analog channel. And let me do something real quick. I'm supposed to randomize my channels across all the board. But what this pink knob virtual gain does, it introduces this noise into each plugin that you're utilizing to give it kind of like a console effect. I don't like noise in my mixes or whatnot, so I keep that off. Don't want no noise. Let me just get clean audio through here. Now, we introduced some high frequencies right at around 6.4K hertz or whatnot. I kind of boosted it at about 5 dB. That's what I could hear in the mix. Pay attention to the left. Pay attention to your left ear. You'll make me hear it if you listen on headphones. And now I'm going to turn the plug-in off. See how it disappears in the mix? All right, I'm going to turn the plug-in back on. See how that it kind of creeps out and gets a little bit on the top of the mix? All right, cool deal. So we're going to get the same effect, the same desired effect. So normally what I do is to save me some time, and it's the same type of vocal. I can copy and paste this plug-in on this particular track onto the other track that's in the right ear. But before I do that, I'm going to solo this again, and I'm going to utilize my gate. Sound like it's already in the recording. They have a gate on the recording already. So that's a good thing. All right, so I'm just messing with the gate to get it right. All right, cool deal. Now, what I'm gonna do is get rid of this one on this vocal. See what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna have to correct this one right here. That's cool. So I'm gonna get rid of this plugin. I'm gonna copy this plugin over. All right, same shit we got going on, but I'm gonna adjust some frequencies in here. So let me play that one more time. So I got definitely some mid range. There. I want to get rid of that shit. So that's about 882 hertz. Find that give or take range. All right, so 5 dB. I need to go ahead and cut 5 dB out. All right, cool deal. Widen up that Q bandwidth a little bit. Yeah, sounds much better. All right, cool deal. Now let's go ahead and blend that in, both of them together. It's almost like adding salt on food. You know what I'm saying? It just made it taste a little bit better. All right, cool deal. So what we did was we introduced that salt to that in there, whatnot. Now I can hear more in the left than I can the right ear. So what I'm gonna do is try to bring that up while the mix playing in the right ear, so we can hear that equally on both sides. All it's a little daunting task to kind of like listen through the mix to hear both of these. But if we throw these 2 tracks into solo mode, you'll see what I'm talking about. Different tonalities, but we still achieve the goal of hearing it in the mix. Now, if you really want these to cut through on these in your mix or whatnot, if you have something like this, throw your session in mono or throw your DAW in mono and adjust the volume. Okay. You hear it? I just made a dB boost. I made that dB boost and you can hear it cut through the mix in mono. Now, if I was in stereo, it probably would have been a little difficult. Now you can really hear it in the stereo, you feel me? Yeah. Now you probably noticing like, well, Rich, you gonna follow it up with a compressor? Hell to the no, you know what I'm saying? It's not something, it's just ear candy, you know what I'm saying? So we really don't have to heavily process. As long as we got the frequencies tamed and, you know what I'm saying? Not the frequencies tamed, but as long as we got the frequencies carved the way we want to, we should be okay. Now we're gonna go to the next part of the hook, and that is this right here in light blue, whatever this is. Let's check that out real quick.
We can get high. Yeah. Fly up in the sky cause you want to. Yeah. You know what I will and what I want. Yeah.
Sound like you're saying yeah. Yeah.
Fly up in the sky cause you want to. You know what I will and what I want. Yeah.
Now, you probably listen to that ad lib. It's like, okay, Rich, what you going to do? Well, what we're going to do is we're going to listen to that in solo to make sure that we don't have any EQ problems or whatnot.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so we're going to listen to our...
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
I like what he's doing. I like what he's doing. I like the tonality of it. I don't hear anything, in my opinion. So what I'm gonna do is I'm definitely gonna roll off the low end on the high pass filter at about 140 hertz, and then I'm gonna introduce some high end on that with the EQ itself.
We can get high if you want to. Fly up in the sky cause you want to.
All right, let me see something real
Yeah.
quick. All right, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna do some high shelving at about 46. Yeah, I'm gonna do some high shelving at about 4,700 hertz.
We can get high if you want to. Fly up in the sky cause you want to. You know what I will and what I want. Yeah. We can get
Bitch loud,
high if you want to. Fly up in the sky cause you want to. You know what I will and what I want. Yeah.
So I added that total harmonic distortion that kind of softened up that vocal just a little bit. But I'm gonna turn the input gain knob down on this particular plugin, and let me just double check my gain staging on the actual channel strip. It's the channel itself.
We can get high if you want to. Fly up in the sky cause you want to.
Yeah.
You know what I will and what I want. Yeah. We can get high if you want to. Fly up in the sky cause you want to. You know what I will and what I want.
Okay, so I didn't have to mess with the input knob on the plugin because if you don't know this feature in the mixer for Studio One, you have an input gain knob that goes into the mixer. We just brought that down -4.3 dB. All right, and that kind of helps us out on the output on the plugin. There we go.
You know what I will and what I want. Yeah.
All right, cool deal. So we're gonna throw another 11. Excuse me. Hold on a second. Let me check something real quick.
We can get high if you want. Will and what I want. Yeah.
Okay.
We can get high.
All right, cool deal. So we're gonna throw a La 2A from UAD on this one as well. All right.
We can get high if you want to. Fly up in the sky
All right, that's the plug-in bypass.
You can get yeah.
So we need to bring the gain up on this just a little bit.
Yeah.
There we go.
You can get high if you want to. Fly up in the
All right, let's go ahead and mix that in.
You know what I will and what I won't do. You know what it is when I come through. You can get high if you want to. Fly up in the sky 'cause you want to. You know what I will and what I won't do. You know what it is when I come through.
There we go.
You can get high if you want to. Fly up in the sky 'cause you want to. You know what I will and what I won't do. You know what it is when I come through. You can get high if you want to. Fly up in the sky 'cause you want to.
All right, cool. So that should take care of that one right there. All right, we got one more track we need to check out, and it's this one right here. All right, and let's see what this one doing. I'm gonna go ahead and solo this one. What the fuck? All right, now let me see. Hold on a second. I ain't even hear that shit.
You can get
Oh, okay, there it is.
Fly up in the sky 'cause you want to. You know what I will and what I won't do. You know what it is when I come through. You can get
Okay. I see what he doing. All right. All right. So we got that right there. Let's bring that out right there, man. So let's go ahead and solo that, man. So right at about 500 hertz. That's where that frequency is present at. I mean, it's on the money at 500 hertz. That's what's up. So we want to capitalize on that right there. So we're gonna bring that out. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make some EQ adjustments on the low mid frequency, and I'll see if we can bring that out in the mix. All right, here we go.
You can get high if you want to. Fly up in the sky 'cause you want to. You know what I will and what I won't do. You know what it is when I come.
All right, we starting to hear now.
You can get
Now you notice, like on my when I start EQing or whatnot, I keep my Q bandwidth very narrow. You know what I'm saying? I like to find resonant frequencies when I'm EQing, so I can make my cuts and boosts and stuff like that. I'd rather start with a tight Q bandwidth than a wide Q bandwidth. I like to hear the end result, so to speak, or whatnot. Just the FYI, I just want to throw that out there.
high if you want to. Fly up in the sky 'cause you want to. You know what I will and
Now
what
see, you
I
start to
won't
hear
do.
now.
You know what it is when I come through.
So now it starts to appear in the mix.
Fly up in the sky 'cause you want to. You know what I will and what I
About
won't
right there.
do.
So we had about one Q bandwidth. Now I'm gonna back off on that gain right quick.
Fly up in the sky 'cause you want to. You know what I will and what I won't do. You know what it is when I come through. You can get high.
All right, because that is just ear candy, I'm not gonna throw a specialized plug-in on that for a compressor. I'm just gonna use the compressor that's built into the channel strip. All right, so let's get busy with that.
Yeah.
Let's go on wrong section. Here we go.
You can get high if you want to. Fly up in the sky 'cause you want to. You know what I will and what I won't do. You know what it is when I come.
We're gonna hit it real hard.
Get high if you want to. Fly up in the sky 'cause you want to. You know what I will and what I won't do. You know what it is when I come through. You can get high if you want to. Fly up in the sky 'cause you want to. You know what I will.
All right, cool deal. So we did was I put it on 3-to-1 ratio, hit it pretty hard, and left it on RMS mode and slow attack, and I have a somewhat of a fast medium release on that as well.
You can get high
Now we're gonna introduce some total harmonic distortion on there and see what we get.
if you want to. Fly up
That'll soften up that. All right, cool, man. Right there, we're at the stopping point on the hook, and we're at 30 minutes right now. Awesome. So what I'm going to do is throw that into mono mode in the DAW, Studio One. Throw it from stereo to mono, and we're going to blend in this and see what we can get. Leave me go, man. I'm going to have to bring it up a little bit more. Right there, that's my stopping point at about negative 3.6 on the fader. Now I want to show you guys something. If you tune into this little VU meter I have on the track, check out gain staging, and this is something I should have did in the beginning, but check this out. It's barely moving. It's barely getting out of the negative 20 reading on the VU meter. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna introduce some input gain into my channel. All right, and I wanted to hit around about negative 3 on the VU meter, and we're definitely gonna have to adjust our threshold back down because this motherfucker is gonna be like negative 20 gain reduction, and we don't want that. So what I'm doing now is doing gain staging. Very, very important process as you mix and stuff like that. Can't stress that enough. If you're new to mixing, gain staging is the way to go. Let's check this out. About right here where my mouse cursor is. All right, cool, there, right there. All right, I'm gonna start compressing now. He missed that note. All right, there we go. Bring that down just a little bit. We don't want to hear it. We want to feel it. If you didn't hear me, I said we don't want to hear it. We want to feel it. You know what I'm saying? All right, here we're going to go back to the beginning. We can feel it. It's a part of that groove. All right, so that does it for the hook, man. Let's go ahead and check out the hook. We don't have any more parts in here. So what we're going to do is clean up. I like to cut stuff and have everything looking pretty nice and organized, so to speak. All right, and we're just going to, we can't trim off that end. I'll trim off that end right there. That's going to take away from that vocal. All right, cool deal. And what we're going to do right here is going to trim that up right there. We got a little bit of situations right there. Bring that in right here. All right, and let's check it out from the intro.
Yeah. 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 Hey, one. Yeah. You can get high if you want to. Fly up in the sky cause you want to. You know what I will and what I want to. You know what it is when I come down. You can get high if you want to.
Now I noticed something right here, man, and it kind of I'm just doing something creative, like on this intro.
Yeah. 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 No. Yeah.
We want some auto-tune on that, man.
Yeah.
All right, so he's got a lot of some nasalness in there. So what I'm gonna do is on the EQ, I'm gonna take some of that nasalness out. I think it's around about 1300 cycles or 1300 on the frequency. So yeah, we're gonna take that out right here. So what I'm gonna do is
yeah. Hey, one.
yeah, so right about 5.5 dB That's where we hear that. So I start to hear the introduction at about 3.4 dB. So I'm gonna subtract that at 3.4 dB. All right, so yeah, I start hearing it when you boost at 3.4. So what I do is take that plus and I make it a negative, and that'll be at negative 3.4. And then I just made the Q bandwidth wide at about 0.8 on the Q.
Yeah.
And that'll clean it up a little bit.
We can get high if you want to. Fly up in the sky 'cause you want to. You know what I will and what I won't do.
All right, cool deal. So that track right there, we're gonna go ahead and add some auto tune to that. I already know what key we're in. Now if you're utilizing auto tune, I like to put my auto tune first in the chain. That way any type of auto tune, the auto tune sound will get EQ'd and compressed, and it just fits right in the mix. That's my opinion. You may do your shit differently, but that's what I do. All right, check this out.
Yeah. 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 Oh. Yeah.
All right, there we go. So I can, it's on there. Clean it up a little bit. I don't know what the fuck is that noise, but we're gonna have to gate that out. let's gate that out real quick.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right there.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
That helps it out and cleans it up a little bit, but I don't know what the hell that was. I don't know what kind of recording they did right there.
We can get high if you want to. Fly up in the sky 'cause you want to. You know what I will and what I won't do. You know what it is when I come down. We can get high if you want to. Fly up in the sky 'cause you want to.
No, only one thing I'm gonna do now is throw that in mono mode.
To fly up in the sky 'cause you want to. You know what I will and what I won't do.
Now, because I made that dub myself, I made a dub out of one vocal. I'm gonna turn that down just a little bit because there's some phasing issues I'm hearing right there. So let's.
We can get high if you want to.
Just turn it down just a little bit. Fly up in the
sky 'cause you want to.
Yeah.
You know what I will and what I won't do.
And what you're hearing is the auto tune as well. So it also has a dub. Okay, so again, if you're watching this in the end point, I said in the beginning of the video, this one channel was just one vocal. I duplicated the channel, took this vocal down a few cents, and we have auto tune on there. So it's gonna be all over the place, but we want to clean it up a little bit just to make sure it's not phasing. So we're listening to it in mono for phasing issues. All right, check this out.
We can get high if you want to.
After the second one,
fly up in the sky 'cause you
throw it
want
in stereo.
You know what I will and what I won't do.
It sounds more uniform now than it did before. Let's check it in the mix one more time.
We can get high if you want to. Fly up in the sky 'cause you want to. You know what I will and what I won't do. You know what it is when I come down. We can get high if you want to. Fly up in the sky 'cause you want to.
So what I'm doing is adjusting the panning right now bringing the dominant vocal back to the center. That way we somewhat have a stereolized or a chorus type of hook right there. Let me go ahead, go back.
You can get high if you want to. Fly up in the sky 'cause you want to. You know what I will and what I want to.
Yeah, it's about right. I'm gonna turn this one down to a hair bit.
We can get high if you want to.
There we go, right there.
Fly up in the sky 'cause you want to. You know what I will and what I want to.
Let me check that in mono one more time.
We can get high if you want to. Fly up in the sky 'cause you want to. You know what I will and what I want to.
Turn it down just a little bit.
We can get high if you want to. Fly up in the sky 'cause you want to.
There we go.
You know what I will and what I want to.
All right, cool deal, man. So that's the hook right there. If you're just tuning in, checking it out or whatnot, I do not mix with the damn effects in my shit or whatnot. I don't do it. Reason why I don't do it, because I don't want my mix wishy-washy when it comes to EQ and dynamics. I add all those effects later on, and you will see that the mix will open up. Trust me, I've been doing this for over 10 years, damn near 15 years. 15 years of mixing, I never mix with a reverb already on or whatnot. It's cool, it sounds good and everything like that, but you're not gonna hear everything in its true essence. So I do not do that, and I do not mix with the delay. I may throw a delay in there. Delay is a little different. I may throw that in there or whatnot, but not reverb.
Can get high if you want to.
But in this case, I'm not going to do that. So what we're going to do now, we got the hook sounding the way it is. That is the hook. That's what I got. And you'll see everything fall into place on part 2 of the live stream. I may come back later on tonight and work on this and everything like that. But we're going to start on the blue section. And so I do everything in color codes or whatnot. So I know the green section is the parts that I needed to work on, for as the guy. Everything was the girl in this one. So the hook is done. What I normally would do is go ahead and take the whole hook and change the color. All right. Just change it to that shit right there. All right, cool. Hook is done. I know that's one solid color. Now I'm going to go down to the blue section. This is the main verse. Look like we have the same, it is the same person rapping on here. I don't think there's no.
Let me dip it in. Touch on my neck, got a shivering.
All right, this one right here.
Stay for the weekend. Take drugs while we listen to Weekend. Flies and
All right, cool deal. So we got the chick, you know what I'm saying? She's on both of here. This is a weird recording method. Look like she went one bar at a time. God damn.
I got the sauce. Let me dip it in. Touch on my neck, got a shivering. Nigga, you stuck like a middleman. Soon as I touch on them packs, I'm delivering.
Sound like some young MA type shit, but that's good. That's good. All right, so what we're gonna do now, this is the decision I have to make on this lead vocal. All right, it's the same lead vocal here, 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 and here. So what I'm doing, just by looking at the waveforms, okay, this one appears louder and looks like it's louder than this one right here. So
they hit on this bitch that I met in the like how you been living. Ooh, it ain't a surprise, I came out of surprise.
So I selected everything on the second verse, and I'm gonna match the wave form intensity. All right. So I'm gonna hold down shift and adjust that gain, the clip gain, a little bit until visually it looks the same. All right. We can raise it up a little bit more. Shit. Let's see, a little bit more. I think we good right there, man. I think we okay.
I got the sauce. Let me dip it in. Touch on my neck, got a shivering.
Now, because it's the same vocal, I'm gonna fuck your head up, Rick. Because it's the same vocal on first verse and second verse, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna duplicate both of these tracks. I'm gonna duplicate this one. Duplicate track complete. Remember that, because it'll keep your plugins and everything on that channel intact. All right, I'm gonna delete this one and I'm gonna delete this one. All right, and we're gonna take this one, we're gonna duplicate track complete. All right, and we're going to shit. Hold on a second. There we go. All right, yep. We'll delete this one and delete this one right here. Cool. And we'll move that one up there. Bet. And what I'll do is, just to make sure I don't throw myself off, I'm going to change it to a lighter blue. All right. So I work in colors. Sorry about that. All right. So that's what that is right there. Now, I can still mix with the same plugins, and all I'm going to do is copy those over with. I don't know about y'all, but I save myself some time and whatnot, man. So let's check out this chick and her tonality. We got 15 more minutes, and we're going to go ahead and end this live stream, and we'll come back for part 2 later on tonight, man, and we'll go ahead and close this session out. But we got 15 minutes right now. Let's go get it in.
I got the sauce, let me dip it in. Touch on my neck, got a shivering. Nigga, you stuck like a middleman. Soon as I touch on them packs, I'm delivering. They hit on this bitch that I met in the winter. She brown as the boot on the Timberland. I can't tell her
all right,
she
cool.
get in the feeling.
So this is what you're seeing right here. All right, so let's play that back one more time.
I got the sauce, let me dip it in. Touch on my neck, got a shivering. Nigga, you stuck.
All right, so what I did was on the spectrometer plugin, there's a little snowflake button. That's called freeze the display. Now, I normally would take it's basically freezing the display, taking a snapshot, and now I can use this as reference material for frequencies as I'm EQing. So I already see what she's got going on, and this is with the mix. Okay, so the beat was playing while the kick drums and all that other energy and the beat was out, and this is with the vocals. So I know, like right here, yeah, 170 hertz. I need to do a high pass filter and do some EQing right here in the low mid and bring out some of that high mid or whatnot. So let's get busy. I'm just gonna go ahead and throw this in a loop right quick, and I'm gonna EQ this bad boy, and we'll get to the fun stuff for us compressing and all that other stuff. Let's go. And that's just on this first track right here, track number this one right here, the light blue track right there. All right.
I got the sauce, let me dip it in. Touch on my neck.
I'm gonna mute that other one.
Nigga, you stuck like a middleman. I'm delivering.
Go ahead and bring my plug in over a little bit.
Let's say questions like how you been living. Ice, full of lean, full of sleep on a ride.
All right, so
these bitches ain't real as they seem.
I'm gonna do a low mid cut around 538 hertz.
I'm a ride. I put my hood on the map, yeah. She got a head in my lap. Hold on. She probably came with a map. Don't need to talk. Nigga say bet. Like the weatherman. Word letter man. Pull up at something, you think it's the president. Drive me to Pinto residence.
All right, about 4.
That's happening. So I'm steady telling her I got the sauce.
Yeah, about 5 dB. We're gonna cut that low mid out.
Nigga, you stuck like a middleman. I'm delivering.
Bring out that Q a little bit. Yeah.
Questions like how you been living.
You hear that EQ? I'm gonna throw the EQ off.
Ice, full of lean, full of sleep on a ride.
Throw the EQ back on.
These bitches ain't real as they.
Cleans it up a little bit.
I'm a ride. I put my hood on the map, yeah. She got a head in my lap. Hold on.
Let me turn it down. When I'm doing this type of work, I like to turn the fucking ad libs off, because the ad libs be kind of throwing you off a little bit on whatnot. It doesn't help you focus, so to speak. This is my workflow. Your shit may be different, or whatnot, but hey, it is what it is. And I'm just waiting for somebody to talk shit in the comments too.
I got the sauce, touch on my neck. Nigga, you stuck like a middleman. I'm delivering. She brown as the boot on the Timberland.
Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna roll off some of that low end on our vocal around about 300 hertz. We're gonna use the a bill.
These bitches ain't real as they. I put my hood on the map. She got a head in my lap. She probably came with a map.
All right, so about 40.
Don't need to talk.
About 4 dB.
Nigga say bet.
Is our cutoff.
Like the weatherman. Word letter man. Pull up at something, you think it's the president. Drive me to Pinto residence.
All right, so I stopped at about negative 2.7 on that one. That 4 dB would be my cutoff. Negative 4 dB would be my cutoff, but it sounded good right about negative 2.7.
So I'm steady telling her I got the sauce.
All right, now we're gonna start doing. So normally with vocals, I carve around low mid frequencies and below, and then the higher frequencies, judging by the mic that they use and everything, all the energy is in the mid frequencies and whatnot. So we're gonna bring out the mid frequencies are like right spot on. So we're gonna bring out some of those high mid frequencies and get the ball rolling.
Touch on my neck. Nigga, you stuck like a
All
middleman.
right, so
I'm delivering.
I'm gonna throw that off a freeze display.
Boot on the Timberland.
I think it's around about
They say questions like how you been living. Ice. Full of lean, fell asleep on a ride.
I'm gonna do a frequency
These bitches
streak.
ain't real as they. I put my.
All right, so I'm a frequency sweep, judging from my frozen display, anywhere from 3,000 to 8,000 hertz.
Touch on my neck. Nigga, you stuck like a middleman. I'm delivering. She brown as the boot on the Timberland. They say questions like how you been living. Ice. Full of lean, fell asleep on a ride. These bitches ain't real as they.
Around about 4.6 is the sweet spot on that frequency sweep that I like.
Touch on my neck.
So we're gonna bring it back down to
Nigga, you stuck
0.
like a middleman. I'm delivering. She brown
So what I normally do is move my Q band width to about 1.
as the boot on the Timberland. They say questions like how you been living. Ice. Full of lean, fell asleep on a ride.
Yeah, not too much we have to do. I just boosted it 1.5 dB.
Brown as the boot on the Timberland.
And then we're gonna add some high
They
end.
say questions like how you been living.
Let's go ahead and check out the high end in live
Full of
action.
lean, fell asleep on a ride. These bitches ain't real as they. I put my hood on a map.
Yeah.
She got a head in my lap. She probably came with a map. Don't need to talk. Nigga say bet. Like the weatherman. Word letter man.
Yeah, she just needed around about 11.5 thousand hertz. All right, 11.5 cycle, 11.5K cycles. Let's set that real quick on the high shelving and bring that back down to 0. Play it in the mix.
That's the boot on the. Got the sauce. Touch on my neck. Nigga, you stuck like a middleman. I'm delivering.
We don't need to add that much.
She brown as the boot on the Timberland.
Yeah.
They say questions like how you been living. Ice. Full of lean, fell asleep on a ride.
All right.
These bitches ain't real as they.
Bring back some of that
I put
low
my hood on
frequency
the map.
energy.
She got a head in my lap. She probably came with a map.
All right, so that low frequency band, I brought it back to about negative 0.4 dB.
Got the sauce. Touch on my neck. Nigga, you stuck like a middleman.
All right,
I'm
cool deal.
delivering.
Now what I'm gonna do next is something unorthodox. I'm gonna follow that up with a somewhat of a let's see what I want to follow that up with. I'm just gonna go really just kind of like bring in something from a stock plugin. Let me go here. It's gonna bring out the low end on her vocal, and let's see here. We will go with a I might just go with a Pro EQ. Be done with it. All right, let's play that back one more time.
Got the sauce. Touch on my neck. Nigga, you stuck like a middleman. I'm delivering. She brown as the boot on the Timberland.
Yeah, so we move about right here,
They say questions like how you been living.
right up in here.
Ice. Full of lean, fell asleep on a ride. These bitches ain't real as they. I put my hood on a map.
Yeah, about right
She
there.
got a head in my lap.
So we just adding like 2.6 dB. Tighten up that Q.
Probably came with a map. Don't need to talk.
It's not, and we haven't even used the compressor yet. So what I'm normally gonna do is just move that over here And because it's the same type of vocal she got on this track as well,
I got the sauce. Let me dip it in. Touch on my neck, got a shivering.
I'm just gonna take that same channel strip over and boom. It doesn't make any sense because she's not really doing anything different but punching in. Okay. So if you're looking at this, well, man, why you copying over previous? You copying the plugin over. All right, ass white. Let me tell you what it is. She did a punch. Okay. She punched one bar, like these half a bar she did. Okay. It's the same type of performance. It's
I got the sauce. Let me dip it in. Touch on my neck, got a shivering. Nigga, you stuck like a middleman. Soon as I touch on them pangs, delivering. Hit on this bitch that I met in the winter.
It's the same tonality, the same performance or whatnot. So I'm gonna keep it the same. I just have it separated because that's how they had it separated. And I could do other things creatively with it, like pan this a little bit to the left and pan the other one a little bit to the right. Now watch it work.
I got the sauce. Let me dip it in. Touch on my neck, got a shivering. Nigga, you stuck like a middleman. Soon as I touch on them pangs, I'm delivering. Then hit on this bitch that I met in the winter. She brown as the boot on the Timberland. I can't tell her much, she get in the feeling. And start to say question like CNN. Like how you been living? Ooh. It ain't a surprise, I came out of surprise. I bust it, baby, like plies. Full of lean, full of sleep on the ride. Pull up with the team, the money arrive. These bitches ain't real as they.
All right, of course we got some vocal volume adjustments we need to make right there. So this section right here is a little bit too loud, so I'm gonna bring that down. Oops. Hold on a second, let me reset that. That's the only thing I don't like about this clip game right here. It's a little bit. So I'm gonna bring that down, maybe 2 dB. All right. There we go.
They come and they leave just like a. I put my hood on the map. All of that smoke.
And we got the ad libs muted out if it sounds weird.
Causing the tag. She got a head in my lap. Too many bodies. She probably came with a map. Relax. Don't need to talk. If it ain't about a stack. Nigga say bet. Predicting the rain like the weatherman. I'm in the game.
Cool deal. All right, so what we're gonna do now is this is the lead vocal, so we're gonna go over to the lead vocal bus, and you know what I'm saying, we're gonna go ahead and process that right there, man. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and just leave this right here, just changing the routing for a second. All right, so we're gonna go to the lead vocal bus. Gonna pull this up. I got a Select Digital Virtual Mix Rack on here. Now I want to hear this. It just doesn't make any sense to throw, you know what I'm saying, the compressor and the compressor on here. I'm saving me some resources. So they both doing the same thing. We're gonna go ahead and process it all the same. This is parallel processing right here.
I got the sauce. Let me dip it in. Touch on my neck, got a shivering. Nigga, you stuck like a middleman. Soon as I touch on them pangs, I'm delivering. Then hit on this bitch that I met in the winter. She brown as the boot on the Timberland.
So I added some drive on this mix bus plugin. So I'm adding some drive in the mix bus processing, and what I'm gonna do is turn down the input, and the output is gonna match what I turned down. So we want to hit right here on the 0 on this particular plugin right here.
I got the sauce. Let me dip it in. Touch on my neck, got a shivering. Nigga, you.
I'm gonna go to the loudest part of this verse right here.
Pull up with the team, the money arrive. These bitches ain't real as they. They come and they leave just like a. I put my hood on the map. All of that smoke causing the tag. She got a head in my lap. Too many bodies. She probably came with a map. Pull up with the team, the money arrive. These bitches ain't real as they.
Yeah, about right there. All right, cool deal. And what we're gonna do now is engage that compressor. I'm gonna go with a La 2A on this particular one because let me think about this for a second. Let me go with a distressor. The reason why I'm gonna go with the distressor because she has a lot of movement going on in her verse. There's a lot of fast movement going on. This 2A emulation is more of a slow, smooth type of compressor. We're gonna attack this real good, or whatnot. My hour is about up, so what I'm gonna show you guys this compression real quick, and we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. We'll get to part 2 later on today. If you follow me and you subscribe to me or whatnot, we'll get to part 2 later on today, or should I say tonight. So what we're gonna do now is just find that that ratio. I'm gonna put it at about 4, and I'm gonna play with it and see what happens.
I got got the sauce, let me dip it in. Touch on my neck, got a shivering. Nigga, you stuck like a middleman. Soon as I touch on them pecs, I'm delivering. Then hit on this bitch that I met in the winter. She brown as the boot on the Timberland. I can't tell her much, she getting a feeling. And start to say question like CNN. Like how you been living? Ooh, it ain't a surprise, I came out of surprise. Ice, bustin' baby like plies. Full of lean, full of sleep on the ride. Pull up with the team, the money arrive. These bitches ain't real as they they come and they leave just like a I put my hood on the map. All of that smoke causing attack. She got a head in my lap. Ooh, too many bodies. She probably came with a map. Relax, don't need to talk. If it ain't about a stack, niggas say bet. Predicting the rain like the weatherman. I'm in the game. Where a letter man. Bank account look like a settlement. Pull up in something you think it's the president. Your bitch got me thinking she heaven sent. Drive me to Pinto resident. She not really used to a nigga.
All right, so I'm gonna turn this plug-in on and off and see where we at.
I got the sauce, let me dip it in. Touch on my neck, got a shivering. Nigga, you stuck like a middleman. Soon as I touch on them pants,
Yeah, there we go. Now I'm gonna add, we at 4-to-1 ratio. I'm gonna add a 6-to-1 ratio and see what happens.
I got the sauce, let me dip it in. Touch on my neck, got a shivering. Nigga, you stuck like a middleman. Soon as I touch on them pants, I'm delivering. Then hit on this bitch that I met in the winter. She brown as the boot on the Timberland. I can't tell her much, she getting a feeling. And start to say question like CNN. Like how you been living? Ooh, it ain't a surprise, I came out of surprise. Ice, bustin' baby like plies. Full of lean, full of sleep on the ride. Pull up with the team, the money arrive. These bitches ain't real as they they come and they leave just like a I put my hood on the map. All of that smoke causing attack. She got a head in my lap. Ooh, too many bodies. She probably came with a map.
So what I did was on the audio side of thing, I added this distortion third stage or whatnot, and I added the high pass filtering on the compressor. That way, whatever that fixed frequency is on the high pass filtering, anything below that will not be compressed, and everything above that will be compressed. I put it on 6-to-1 ratio because it just sounded better at 6-to-1 ratio, and this is what we got so far.
I got the sauce, let me dip it in. Touch on my neck, got a shivering. Nigga, you stuck like a middleman. Soon as I touch on them pants, I'm delivering.
We'll turn that audio, turn the output down just a little bit.
I can't tell her much, she getting a feeling. And start to say question like CNN. Like how you been living? Ooh, it ain't a surprise, I came out of surprise. Ice, bustin' baby like plies. Full of lean, full of sleep on the ride. Pull up with the team, the money arrive. These bitches ain't real as they
All right.
they come and they leave just like a I put my hood on the map. All of that smoke.
All right. Because we have our faders maxed out at 0, I have a rule where I do not, you know what I'm saying, go past 0 on my faders. So what we're going to do now is show you guys a little something.
I got the sauce, let me dip it in. Touch on my
See how the fader display is like around -6. Now we use the Pro EQ. We could drive more gain in here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna initiate the auto on the Pro EQ and see if that'll help my gain staging.
I got the sauce, let me dip it in. Touch on my neck, got a shivering. Nigga, you stuck like a middleman.
All right, cool deal. Now what I'm gonna do now, and you see how I'm starting from back to forward. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna introduce because I have right around about, I got really, to be realistic, it's peaking around about -6 on this fader display. I'm gonna introduce on the output of this plugin 3 dB on both of these plugins. All right, that's the other one. This is the other one right here, and we're gonna see if our gain stage works for us. All right, let's check this out.
I got the sauce, let me dip it in. Touch on my neck, got a shivering.
Now that's gonna affect our compressor on this right here. So I'm gonna have to back off a little bit on our input knob on this compressor.
Like how you been living? Ooh, it ain't a surprise, I came out of surprise. Ice, bustin' baby like plies. Full of lean, full of sleep on the ride. Pull up with the team, the money arrive. These bitches ain't real as they they come and they leave just like I got the sauce, let me dip it in. Touch on my neck, got a shivering. Nigga, you stuck like a middleman. Soon as I touch on them pants, I'm delivering. Then hit on this bitch that I met in the winter. She brown as the boot on the Timberland. I can't tell her much, she getting a feeling. And start to say question like CNN. Like how you been living? Ooh, it ain't a surprise, I came out of surprise. Ice, bustin' baby like plies. Full of lean, full of sleep on the ride. Pull up with the team, the money arrive. These bitches ain't real as they they come and they leave just like a I put my hood on the map. All of that smoke causing attack. She got a head in my lap. Ooh, too many bodies. She probably came with a map. Relax.
All right, so what we're gonna do now, instead of adjusting the gain on the output, I still have more plugins that I can utilize. I'm gonna adjust the trim gain right here. All right, this trimmer is kind of like a gain station for your whole rack for this virtual mix rack. Okay, all right, so let's sit it into the mix. We're gonna throw Studio One in mono mode and check it out.
I got the sauce, let me dip it in. Touch on my neck, got a shivering. Nigga, you stuck like a middleman. Soon as I touch on them packs, I'm delivering. They hit on this bitch that I met in the winter. She brown as the boot on the Timberland. I can't tell her much, she getting a feeling. And start to say question like CNN. Like how you been living? Ooh, it ain't a surprise, I came out of surprise. Ice, bust it, baby, like plies. Full of lean, fell asleep on the ride. Pull up with the team, got money arrive. These bitches ain't ready, they they come and they leave just like a. I put my hood on the map. All of that smoke causing attack. She got a head in my lap.
There we go.
Too many bodies, she probably came with a map. Relax, don't need to talk if it ain't about a stack. Niggas say bet. Predicting the rain like the weatherman. I'm in the game, where a letter man. Bank account look like a settlement. Pull up in something, you think it's the president. Your bitch got me thinking she heaven sent. Drive me to Pinto resident. She not really used to a nigga. So I'm steady telling her, I got the sauce, let me dip it in. Touch on my neck, got a shivering. Nigga, you stuck like a middleman. Soon as I touch on them packs, I'm delivering. They hit on this bitch that I met in the winter. She brown as the boot on the Timberland.
So I'm not gonna do a lot of processing in this particular plugin because I still got the second verse to deal with. So this compressor is gonna be reacting to what I bring in on the second verse on this compressor right here, but we'll touch bases on that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave myself a note on this particular lead vocal bus. All right, let me see if I can bring in show channel notes. There we go. All right, so if you don't utilize channel notes, this is perfect. All right, so channel notes is all right, so I put in there compressor set for verses. All right, so I'll know when I mess with the second verse when I come back and live stream for you guys later on today. I'll know that bring that down just a little bit. I'll know that these two tracks right here, I don't have to put a compressor on each individual situation. I could just go ahead and just make sure that the compressor is reacting the same thing as it is in the first verse. All right. Let me put another note to check for the first verse. All right. That should help me out right there. All right, there we go. All right, and that will do it right there. What I'm gonna do next is also to I'm going to copy this over only because you know what? Let me yeah. I'm gonna do that, man. I'm gonna do that. Copy this one over here. All right, and the reason why I'm doing that is because let me expand this one as well. The only reason why I'm doing that because whatever I did, I'm trying to keep the tonality the same in the first and the second verse. So that's why I copied that over. This is going to be letting me know, okay, if it doesn't sound good, then I just take that shit out. You know what I'm saying? Take that little low mid boost out right there. And I'll EQ this to taste with the SSL 9000J. All right. Cool deal, man. So we got that done right there. I'll let you guys check out the first verse, the hook going into the first verse, and we'll go ahead and end this stream out. I'll come with you guys later on tonight, working with the second verse on here as well. Whatnot. You know what? Fuck it. We'll do the second verse real quick because it's not really gonna take me that long to do that. So let's go ahead and knock out the second verse, and what we'll do is I'll mix the ad libs in and we'll start doing the effects. So let's do that right quick.
Now read it or weep it. Your bitch, you just want me to creep it. Stay for the weekend. Take drugs while we listen to Weekend. Fly as a deacon. These niggas don't live what they speaking. Got all of this green on me. I swear that my pockets look vegan. Pay attention.
All right, cool deal. I had to get that snapshot real quick. Basically the same thing, around 300 hertz. You'll see it right there. I told y'all. It's the same type of vocal performance, same person. So she did the 300 hertz right there. Looked like we got a little bit difference on the low mid section, or this little mid section right here. Everything is probably going to be the same EQ wise. All right. So what we're going to do now is just EQ this first vocal in the second verse.
Now ready to weep it. Stay for the weekend.
She around about 650 hertz.
Got all of this green on me.
All right, let's see where our threshold is.
Pay attention and listen. The reason she thug me. Big ups to my buddies.
All right, cool. They're around negative.
It can get ugly. I pull up on you is not tinted. Spin on my records like fidget. Jack the nigga like rabbit.
All right, cool. Let's bring it back.
Now ready to weep it. Stay for the weekend. Fly as a deacon. Got all of this green on me. Pay attention and listen. The reason she thug me. Big ups to my buddies. It can get ugly. I pull up on you is not tinted.
All right, cool. So we got that Q at about 0.9 right there. And let's play that back one more time.
Now ready to weep it. Stay for the weekend. Fly as a deacon. Got all of this green on me. Pay attention and listen. The reason she thug me. Big ups to my buddies. It can get ugly. I pull up on you is not tinted.
Right there.
Spin on my records like fidget. Jack the nigga like rabbit. Frick, if I didn't have it, you can have it. I know that these niggas can't stand me. Stay for the weekend.
All right.
Fly as a deacon. Got all of this green on me. Pay attention and listen. The reason she thug me. Big ups to my buddies. It can get ugly.
Wow, negative 53.
I pull up on you is not tinted.
All right, so what I did the EQ moves sounded and were right around the same EQ moves on the first verse. I added the total harmonic distortion at about negative 54.1 on the THD knob right there. So what I'm going to do is just basically get rid of this channel strip on that second part of that second verse, and because again it's the same performance, she just recorded it a little different. All right, and
now ready to weep it. Your bitch, she just want me to creep it. Stay for the weekend. Take drugs while we listen to Weekend. Fly as a deacon. These niggas don't live what they speaking. Got all of this green on me. I swear that my pockets look vegan.
so
Your neighbors will watch how you living.
just double checking and make sure everything is the same as that first part of the verse, or the other first verse. Excuse me, the other first part of the second verse.
Spending a mill on my linen.
Yeah, it's basically the same.
Again and again like I have it.
It's a little different. So what I'm gonna do is widen up the Q band widths on this one, on this EQ move just a little bit, and get right here.
Your bitch now ready to weep it. Your bitch, she just want me to creep it. Stay for the weekend. Take drugs while we listen to Weekend. Fly as a deacon. These niggas
now I'm gonna do the same panning moves as well.
Pay attention and listen. Your neighbors will watch how you living. The reason she thug me. I'm real a nigga, that's a given. Big ups to my buddies that been with me since the beginning. It can get ugly. This not a movie, rapping giving. I pull up on you is not tinted. Spinning a mill on my linen. Spin on my records like fidget. Play this again and again like I have it. Jack the nigga like rabbit. My hunt is blue like a maverick. If I didn't have it, you can have it. I wouldn't care if I ain't share it. I know that these niggas can't stand me. As long as my money on time. Man, fuck what a nigga be saying. Patron nice and me damage. Two bad hoes got me.
All right, I noticed something right here. It was a major drop off on the audio. You'll notice that the audio looks like the waveform, should I say, looks like it's the same except for about right here. This one little deal right here. So we're gonna go ahead and cut that and bring that up on the gain just a little bit, just a hair bit, right there. Let's play that.
Spin on my records like fidget. Play this again and again like I have it. Jank the nigga like rabbit. My hunt is blue like a maverick. If I didn't have it, you could have it. I wouldn't care if I ain't share it. I know that these niggas can't stand.
So see how it's not pronounced in there, so I'm gonna turn it up a little bit more.
You can have it. I wouldn't care if I ain't share it. I know that these niggas.
Turn it down just a hair bit more. All right, let's see about here we go.
Like a maverick. If I didn't have it, you can have it. I wouldn't care if I ain't share it. I know
All
that
right,
these
there we
niggas
go
can't
right
stand
there.
me.
All right, cool deal. I'm gonna do the same thing right here. Look like this one needs to come up just a hair bit more, about right there. Let's play that back.
I pull up on you was not tinted. Spinning a mill on my linen. Spin on my records like fidget. Play this again and again like I have it.
And we can turn that one up a little bit more too.
My hunt is blue like I pull up on you was not tinted. Spinning a mill on my linen. Spin on my records like fidget. Play this again and again like I.
All right, cool deal. Now, we're gonna take a look at a little bit more and a little bit more differences. We got another one right. Actually, we got two of them right here, and this is why I kind of hate when artists record like this. I ain't gonna lie to you, because you make the engineer job a little difficult. But you know what I'm saying? It's something you get used to or whatnot.
As long as my money on time, man, fuck what a nigga be saying. Patron nice and me damage. Two bad hoes got me sandwiched.
All right, so
Speaking language I'm not understanding.
cool. So that's.
As long as my money on time, man, fuck what a nigga be saying.
There we go. And we just got a gain stage. I believe these two in the beginning and this one right here. And we should be good to go. I noticed a little bump right here and here. Matter of fact, all of these right here as well. So let's go ahead and make these adjustments from the beginning.
When I come through, now read it or weep it. Your bitch, she just want me to creep it. Stay for the weekend. Take drugs while we listen to Weekend. Fly as a deacon. We stay, yeah. You know what it is when I come through. Now read it or weep it. Your bitch, she just want me to creep it. Stay for the weekend. Take drugs while we listen to Weekend. Fly as a deacon.
Yeah, take drugs while we listen to Weekend. We'll turn that one down just a hair bit as well. All right.
When I come through, now read it or weep it. Your bitch, she just
Turn
want me
this
to
one
creep
down
it.
right
Stay
here.
for the weekend. Take drugs while we listen to Weekend. Fly as a deacon. These niggas don't live what they speaking. Got all of this green on me. I swear that my pockets look vegan. Pay attention and listen.
There we go.
Your neighbors will watch how you living. The reason she
There we
love me.
go.
I'm real a nigga, that's a given. Big ups to my buddy that
That's
been
up
with me
right
since the beginning.
Yeah.
It can get ugly. This not a movie I've been given. I pull up on you was not tinted. Spinning a mill on my linen.
That one was
Spin on my records
low.
like fidget. Play this again and again like I have it. Jank the nigga like rabbit. My hunt is blue like a maverick. If I
That
didn't
was
have it, you
loud
could
right
have
there.
it. I wouldn't care if I ain't share it. I know that these niggas can't stand me. As long as my money on time, man, fuck what a nigga be saying. Patron nice and me damage. Two bad hoes got me sandwiched.
There we go. All right, cool deal. So we had to break that one up. A lot of irregularities. I'm gonna probably have to do this one offline because I hear the same thing in here. But this intensity over here was kind of the same way, but this one just kind of stuck out a little bit more.
Now read it or weep it. Your bitch, she just want me to creep it. Stay for the weekend. Take drugs while we listen to Weekend. Fly as a deacon. These niggas don't live what they speaking. Got all of this green on me.
And notice I was in mono while I was doing that. That kind of helps you out for as getting a consistent volume throughout your mix as well.
Now read it or weep
I'm gonna throw that out of
Your
mono.
bitch, she just want me to creep
Stereo
it.
now.
Stay for the weekend. Take drugs while we listen to Weekend. Fly as a deacon.
Now we should be
These
able,
niggas don't live
we
what
should
they
be hitting this
speaking. Got all of
compressor
green on
pretty
me.
consistently.
I swear that my pockets look vegan. Pay attention and listen. Your neighbors will watch how you living. The reason she thug me. I'm real a nigga, that's a given.
We can drive it in a little bit more.
That been with me since the beginning. It can get ugly. This not a movie I've been given. I pull up on you was not tinted. Spinning a mill on my linen. Spin on my records like fidget. Play this again and again like I have it. Jank the nigga like rabbit. My hunt is blue like a maverick. If I didn't have it, you could have it. I wouldn't care if I ain't share it. I know that these niggas can't stand me. As long as my money on time, man, fuck what a nigga be saying. Patron nice and me damage. Two bad hoes got me sandwiched. Speaking language I'm not understanding.
All right, and let's check this first verse.
I got the sauce, let me dip it in. Touch on my neck, got a shivering. Nigga, you stuck like a middleman. Soon as I touch on them packs, I'm delivering. They hit on this bitch that I met in the winter. She brown as the boot on the Timberland. I can't tell her much, she getting a feeling. And started say question like CNN. Like how you been living? Ooh, it ain't a surprise, I came out of surprise. Ice, bustin' baby like plies. Full of lean, fell asleep on the ride. Pull up with the team, the money.
So that part right there, yeah.
Ooh,
Let's turn that one down a little
I
bit.
came out of surprise. Ice, bustin' baby like plies. Full of lean, fell asleep on the ride. Pull up with the team, the money arrive. These bitches ain't real as they.
Yeah.
They come and they leave just like a. I put my hood on the map. All of that smoke causing attack. She got a head in my lap. Ooh, too many bodies. She probably came with a map. Relax, don't need to talk. If it ain't about a stack, niggas say bet. Predicting the rain like the weatherman. I'm in the game. Where a letter man. Bank account look like a settlement. Pull up in something you think it's the president. Your bitch got me thinking she heaven sent.
So it sounds pretty consistent on the first verse.
So I'm steady
I like
telling
that.
her,
Now let's go to
your bitch,
second
she just want
verse.
me to creep it. Stay for the weekend. Take drugs while we listen to Weekend. Fly
Second
as
verse seems a tad bit loud, so I'm gonna turn those two tracks
I
down.
swear that my pockets look vegan. Pay attention and listen. Your neighbors will watch how you living. The reason she thug me.
Yeah, there we go. So
Big ups to my
now what I'll do is I'll play the second verse and then I'll play a part of the first verse and do that about 2 or 3 times to see if there's any volume inconsistencies on that part right there. So let's go ahead and do that. So it's the second verse. I'm starting the first part.
Your bitch, she just want me to creep it. Stay for the weekend. Take drugs while we listen to nigga, you stuck like a middleman. Soon as
All
I
right,
touch on
we'll
them
go to the
packs,
middle part of the second verse.
Big ups to my buddies that been with me since the beginning. It can get ugly. Pull up with the team, the money arrive. These bitches ain't real as
All right, go to the last part of the second verse.
I know that these niggas can't stand me. As long as my predicting the rain like the weatherman. I'm in the game. Where a letter man. Bank account look like a settlement. Pull up in something you think it's the president. And Patron nice and me damn it. Drive me to Pinto res. Speaking language I'm not understanding.
So it sounds pretty consistent between the two verses. I'm happy with that. So what I normally do now is start working on the ad libs. But like I told you guys, I'll get with you guys later on tonight. We'll work on these few little ad libs right there. And look like we have the hook part that's missing. Should be the hook right after this second verse. They must have forgot to copy and paste it. Oh, they must have did it on purpose. We'll probably have to fade that out.
Yeah, yeah, you know what it is when I come through.
All right, so we'll add effects to everything in the session, EQ, and get the vocal balances on the ad libs to get it fit with the verse. But we got the verse pretty nailed down, spot on.
I got the sauce. Let me dip it in. Touch on my neck, got a shivering. Nigga, you
So what
stuck
I'm
like
gonna
a
do
middle
is-
as soon as I touch on them packs,
I'm thinking I'm gonna bust those ad libs to another bus track, but let me do something real quick.
This bitch that I met in the winter. She brown as the boot on the Timberland. I can't tell her much, she getting a feeling. And started say question like CNN. Like how you been living? Ooh, it ain't a surprise, I came out of surprise. Ice, bustin' baby like plies. Full of lean, fell asleep on the ride. Pull up with the team, the money arrive. These bitches ain't real as they. They come and they leave just like a.
So I still got a lot of hardness in that 600 range, the 600 hertz range. So I'm gonna put that right there on 600 on the API
Too
EQ.
many bodies, she probably came with a map. Relax, don't need to talk. If it ain't about a stack, niggas say bet. Predicting the rain like the weatherman. I'm in the game. Where a letter man. Bank account look like a settlement. Pull up in something you think it's the president. Your bitch got me thinking she heaven sent. Drive me to Pinto resident. She not really used to a nigga, so I'm steady telling her.
We can get high if you want.
Real a nigga, that's a given. Big ups to my buddies that been with me since the beginning. It can get ugly. This not a movie I've been given. I pull up on you is not tinted. Spending a mill on my linen. Spin on my records like fidget. Play this again and again like I have it. Jank the nigga like rabbit. My hunt is blue like a maverick. If I didn't have it, you could have it. I wouldn't care if I ain't share it. I know that
Turn
these
this
niggas can't stand
lot
me.
2A compressor on a little bit.
As long as my money on time, man, fuck what a nigga be saying. Patron nice and me damage. 2 bad hoes got me sandwiched.
We want to compress that around about -1.
Real a nigga, that's a given. Big ups to my buddies that been with me since the beginning. It can get ugly. This not a movie I've been given. I pull up on you is not tinted. Spinning a mill on my linen. Spin on my records like fidget. long as my money on time. Man, fuck what a nigga be saying. Patron nice and me damaged. 2 bad hoes got me sandwiched. Speaking language I'm not understanding.
All right, let's go to that first verse.
Real nigga prize. Ice, bust it, baby, like plies. Full of lean, fell asleep on the ride. Pull up with the team, the money arrive. These bitches ain't real as they. They come and they leave just like a. I put my hood on the map. All of that smoke causing a tag. She got a head in my lap. Too many bodies, she probably came with a map. Relax, don't need to talk.
I'm gonna add some thickness to her voice.
Ice, bust it, baby, like plies. Full of lean, fell asleep on the ride. Pull up with the team, the money arrive. These bitches ain't real as they. They come and they leave just like a. I put my hood on the map. All of that smoke causing a tag. She got a head in my lap. Too many bodies, she probably came with a map. Relax, don't need to talk. If it ain't about a stack, niggas say bet. Predicting the rain like the weatherman. I'm in the game, where I let a man. Bank account look like a settlement. Pull up in something, you think it's the president. Your bitch got me thinking she heaven sent. Drive me to Pinto resident. She not really used to a nigga, so I'm steady telling her.
You can get high if you want to. Fly up in the sky.
All right, so the verses, what I did was I did a little EQ moves, just small EQ moves on the lead vocal bus. All right, saying followed up with another compressor, the La 2A, compressing it just a little bit at about -1. I went with the air module in the VMR plug-in. I added a little boost at about 1, but let me change that for a second. I'm tripping. Hold on a
How
second.
you been living? Ooh, it ain't a surprise, I came out of surprise. Ice, bust it, baby, like plies. Full of lean, fell asleep on the ride. Pull up with the team, the money arrive. These bitches ain't real as they. They come and they leave just like a. I put my hood on the map. All of that smoke causing a tag. She got a head in my lap. Too many bodies, she probably.
Yeah, I'm gonna add some of that air.
Relax, don't need to talk. If it ain't about a stack, niggas say bet. Predicting the rain like the weatherman. I'm in the game, where I let a man.
I'm gonna add some of that air right at about 6,000 hertz. I had it on 1. I'm tripping. All right, so I'm gonna put it about 6,000. That should do it.
Ooh, it ain't a surprise, I came out of surprise. Ice, bust it, baby, like plies. Full of lean, fell asleep on the ride. Pull up with the team, the money arrive. These bitches ain't real as they. They come and they leave just like a. I put my hood on the map. All of that smoke causing a tag. She got a head in my lap. Too many bodies, she probably came with a map. Relax, don't need to talk. If it ain't about a stack, niggas say bet. Predicting the rain like the weatherman. I'm in the game, where I let a man. Bank account look like a settlement. Pull up in something, you think it's the president. Your bitch got me thinking she heaven sent. Drive me to Pinto resident. She not really used to a nigga, so I'm steady telling her.
We can get high.
All right, cool deal. So I added a little bit more high mid frequency, high mid move at 5,000 hertz on the API compressor, bumped it up about a dB, and definitely had to add some little air at about 6,000, and brought that vocal where I like it.
Touching my neck, got a shivering. Nigga, you stuck like a middleman. Soon as I touch on them packs, I'm delivering. They hit on this bitch.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move this compressor right at the end of this. I wanted to smooth out everything right at the end. All right.
Touching my neck, got a shivering.
Yeah.
Nigga, you stuck like a middleman. Soon as I touch on them packs, I'm delivering.
Back off
They
just
hit
a
on this
hair
bitch that I met
bit.
in the winter. She brown as the boot on the Timberland. I can't tell her much, she get in the feeling. Started say question like CNN. Like how you been living? Ooh, it ain't a surprise, I came out of surprise. Ice, bust it, baby, like plies. Full of lean, fell asleep on the ride. Pull up with the team, the money arrive. These bitches ain't real as they. They come and they leave just like a. I put my hood on the map. All of that smoke causing a tag. She got a head in my lap. Too many bodies, she probably came with a map. Relax, don't need to talk. If it ain't about a stack, niggas say bet. Predicting the rain like the weatherman. I'm in the game, where I let a man.
There we go. Now in that beat, you'll notice that beat is it has a lot of it's some conflict going on between the vocals and that beat right there.
Fly up in the sky, cause you want to. You know what I will and what I won't do.
Even in the hook. So let's solo that beat and see where the problematic frequencies are. Right up in here. That's where all that energy is, right here at about 600 hertz. All right, and that's where I had to cut some of the vocals in the 600 hertz range on the hook and the verses. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a nice little EQ move right there. So we're gonna pull up. Let's go ahead and get rid of this shit right here. We're gonna go ahead and pull up. Let me see. We'll pull up the Infinity EQ right here because we got different curves we can use on this one. Let me go ahead and save what we got. All right, and let's go ahead and put a band right there. You'll notice that the frequencies are peaking out. If you see, right up in here.
Nigga, you stuck like a middleman. Soon as I touch on them packs, I'm delivering. They hit on this bitch that I met in the winter. She brown as the boot on the Timberland. I can't tell her much, she getting a feeling. Started say question like CNN. Like how you been living? Ooh, it ain't a surprise, I came out of surprise.
Now there's a way you can lock this. Yeah, let's lock all of this. So we can't move it left and right. Actually, we lock the whole damn thing. I forget what keyboard command it is. If we hold down, let's see, is it control? Yeah, it's one of these. Oh, I think it's control, alt and shift. Yeah, alt and shift. We can hold our frequency where we want our frequency, and then if you hit alt and shift or shift and alt, oh, I'm sorry, it's alt and shift. Okay, that's what it is. Shift and alt. You can hold it right there. If you're doing frequency, yeah, it's shift and alt will hold the frequency in place. That way you don't make a mistake and move out of your frequency range.
They come and they leave just like I put my hood on the map. All of that smoke causing a tag. She got a hand in my lap. Too many bodies. She probably came with a map. Relax. Don't need to talk if it ain't about a stack. Niggas say bet. Predicting the rain like the weatherman. I'm in the
we gotta tighten up that Q band width a little bit.
Pull up at something, you think it's the president. Your bitch got me thinking she heaven sent. Drive me to Pinto resident. She not really used to a nigga. So I'm steady telling her.
We can get high if you want to. Fly up in the sky cause you want to. You know what I will and what I won't do.
You know what it is when I come through.
We can get high if you want to.
All right, about negative 5.2.
You know what I will and what I
about right there.
You know what it is when I come through. Now ready to weep it. Your bitch, you just want me to creep it. Stay for the week.
Now that beat needs some high end on it, so we're gonna check out one more thing, and I promise I'll be done.
She not really used to a nigga.
So we're gonna add the plug-in Fresh Air from Slate Digital. You notice I'm using a lot of Slate Digital plugins because I got some new stuff from them, and I'll be neglecting them and whatnot. And I pay enough for these motherfuckers, so you know what I'm saying, it is what it is. Let's go ahead and add some of this air. I think that beat need a little bit of brightness to it or whatnot. So let's go ahead and add that in there.
Bank account look like a settlement. Pull up at something, you think it's the president. Your bitch got me thinking she heaven sent. Drive me to Pinto resident. She not really used to a nigga.
Hold on, let's go wait till it get to the hook.
So I'm steady telling her.
We can get high if you want to. Fly up in the sky cause you want to. You know what I will and what I won't do.
You know what it is when I come through.
We can get high if you want to. Fly up in the sky cause you want to. You know what I will and what I won't do.
I noticed a big ass difference. Let's pay attention to that one more time. Let's go back to the hook, beginning of the hook.
Bank account look like a settlement. Pull up at something, you
Listen to all the hi-hats, you know, the hi-hats and the high percussions and stuff like that. Notice that's not gonna be appeared in there. All right.
We can get high if you want to. Fly up in the sky cause you want to. You know what I will and what I won't do.
It's like you hear it, but it's not like there. Now check it out.
Drive me to Pinto
Let's gonna add some high-end sparkle. Let's go.
So I'm steady telling her.
We can get high if you want to. Fly up in the sky cause you want to. You know what I will and what I won't do.
Right about 23% right there, man. That sounded real nice. Let's check it out. We're gonna do a bypassing. This is the plug-in off. Plug-in on. Here we go. This is a subtle difference. Now the snares, they can come out a little bit more, so I'm gonna add a little bit high mid presence on the beat.
Drive me to Pinto resident. She not really used to a nigga, so I'm steady telling her we can get high if you want to. Fly up in the sky 'cause you want to.
All right. Now I can hear that snare and the clap come out. All right, cool deal. So just a 7% on the high mid frequency, high mid presence, bumped out those snares and those claps just a little bit, just to get it in vibe with the hook and everything like that. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna gain stage our beat sub mix channel, just to make sure we're not peaking in the red or anything like that. So I'm gonna solo that real quick. We have to adjust the trim. Bring it down just a tad bit. About right there. And what I'm doing is I'm paying attention to my BU meters again. I'm paying attention to my BU meters on the master sub track, or should I say the sub track, and the master track as well. So I gain stage that by turning the trim down on this plugin 1 dB. I'm bringing the vocal back in.
Drive me to Pinto resident. She not really used to a nigga.
Everything is about gain stage. Put that in mono. Take it out of mono. Yeah. So what we did was we carved out a little bit of that what that was, like mid frequency around about 600, carved out just a little bit, negative 0.5. That negative 0.5 carve or cut just a little bit made all of the difference for those vocals to cut through the mix with the beat. Then we added a little sparkle and a little bit of high mid presence, so the claps and the snares came out on this left knob, and the hi-hats and those percussion sounds came out right here. Sounds real good. I'm monitoring through the Slate Digital VSX headphones right now. Now let's check it out with the plug-in on. So let's look up VSX, and we're just gonna test it out to see how it sounds in a studio setting. All right, folks, and we'll go ahead and wrap this bitch up. I told y'all that about 38 minutes ago, whatnot, man. So let's check it out in this studio right here. Go ahead, and we're gonna listen to the near fields first. Right, let's go ahead and check it out. So you're listening to the near fields in this plugin right here. We're gonna make sure that we're all the way good, all right? Turn that gain up for y'all a little bit. They got Studio One in the background. See that? Sounds good. The near fields is these little plugins, these little speakers right here. Vocals seem like they're a little bit loud on that one. I'm gonna take a mental note of that. All right, so I'm gonna have to turn down the whole vocal bus on that one right there. All right, let's check out the midfields for a second. All right, we're gonna start it right there before the hook. That's the midfields of these speakers right here. So far, so good, man. Yeah. Again, the vocal bus may have to come down just a tidget. I mean, just a tidget. Now, let's check it on the far fields. These are going to be these speakers up here, the bigger speakers. And remember, far fields is always going to be your big speakers, kind of like a room speaker, club type speakers, just big-ass speakers. Near fields is gonna be that stuff that you need to hear the information in the mid range. Your midfields is going to give you an equal balance between the highs and the lows and the mids and stuff like that. Just the FYI. All right. Far fields. These speakers right here. Yeah. 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 On the far fields, the vocal sound on point. Now the verses seem like they're a little bit loud, so we're gonna bring those verses down maybe like a -0.3 on that lead vocal bus, and then the hook, we're gonna bring that down. Man, we ain't even gonna mess with it. Let's check it out from the hook to the going into that verse. Y'all can hear that hook? You hear that hook? All right, let's take that transition into the verse with that fader move. Perfect. Perfect. Yes, 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 yes. Let's check it on the midfields now. Yeah. Yeah. Check it on near fields. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I know this was an update, and I noticed this room was lacking some bass, but in the update, it seemed like they added a little bit of bump on these speakers right here, man. But that was it, man. Yeah, that is spot on, man. Like, for real. I'm gonna have to mix through these headphones a little bit more, man. This is the first time I actually mixing. I had to get used to these headphones and listening to music in them. So these, yeah, shit. But anyway, though, man, what we did was we brought down the verses like -0.3 on the fader, man, and that made everything worthwhile. We're gonna go ahead and turn that plugin off. I noticed, like, okay, so if you have this plugin, let me give y'all some game rule. If you got this plugin, you can add it to the output fader. But the website and Slate Digital and all of that, they recommend you add it to the listen bus track that comes now included in the version 5. Okay, so I added it to the listen bus track, and I'm gonna turn it off, and we'll go back to our regular scheduled program on the master bus audio. All right, cool deal. So, like I said, man, that's it. I'm done, man. I'm going to take me a little ear break, man. I appreciate y'all tuning in and whatnot. Follow me on Instagram at SuperMario_producer. Follow my podcast, On The Beat Podcast, on Instagram at onthebeat.podcast or whatnot, man. And what we're going to do is going to come back and we're going to work with the ad-libs. We got to mix the ad-libs into the mix and start adding all of our effects and see what we come out with on the end result, whatnot. I have to master this track too, but I'll say something else on that part right there because I have to turn this around in another 2 days. So maybe tomorrow night I should be finished with it, and I'll show you my mastering process as well. So we'll come back tonight later on, mix down the ad libs and start adding our effects to all of this, and we should be good to go, man. I'm gonna let y'all check it out from the intro going into the first verse, and we're gonna go ahead and sign up out of this bad boy, man. This has been your boy Super Mario, man. Appreciate you tuning into the live, and catch you guys later on tonight. Just subscribe, number one. Okay, let me do my YouTube thing because I'm switching over from Twitch to YouTube. Okay, go ahead and subscribe to my channel, man. Go ahead, hit the subscribe button. And if you see that bell, go ahead, hit the bell. Get notified when I go live or upload any content on my channel, man. Make sure you follow me, subscribe. Super Mario on YouTube and stuff like that, man. I'm going to let y'all check this out, and we're going to be up out of here, man. Appreciate y'all tuning in, man. Peace.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Hey, one.
Yeah. You can get high if you want to. Fly up in the sky 'cause you want to. You know what I will and what I won't do.
You know what it is when I come through.
We can get high if you want to. Fly up in the sky 'cause you want to. You know what I will and what I won't do.
You know what it is when I come through. I got the sauce, let me dip it in. Touch on my neck, got a shivering. Nigga, you stuck like a middleman. Soon as I touch on them packs, I'm delivering. Get hit on this bitch that I met in the winter. She brown as the boot on the Timberland. I can't tell her much, she getting a feeling. Start say question like CNN. Like how you been living?